up, everybody? It's Azazel back in another video. Today we're gonna be doing a brand new what if. Yeah, this one's gonna be what if Naruto had Arthur. And hold on, pause. I know you guys are probably thinking about that in a sus fucking way. That's gay. You're acting like a fucking faggot if you're thinking about that way. Okay, but it's not. It's not. Okay, I had to phrase this so that I could still get into the algorithm because apparently, like, you have to put like what if Naruto in order for people to truly see it because they're looking up. So yeah, and hey, real quick before we get into this, make sure to like and subscribe because if I don't get a bunch of likes in the first few hours of the video being posted, it won't get recommended to the algorithm. And honestly, I just want to fucking see this one blow up because honestly, I fucking like it. It's pretty fucking dope. So yeah, make sure to like, and if you don't know who Arthur is, there's a manga called The Beginning After the End. He's a pretty fucking cool character. He's pretty hack swordsman. But yeah, he's going to be the main character in this one. So without further ado, let's get into the fucking video. A young infant wakes up to the sounds of explosions and screams for their lives. This is, of course, Arthur, as he wakes up and looks at a old woman holding him. She seems to be some sort of a nun. He doesn't know what's going on. He can only assume that he's been reincarnated. After all, the last thing he remembered was, sitting in his throne or laying in his bed. He can't really remember. After all, he was becoming a more senile old man, but it's different now. He still feels a little incapacitated, but he doesn't know why. As he looks down, he sees his baby hands, and he really is astonished. Really? So I am reincarnated. Oh, damn. I don't know if that's good or bad yet, but I guess it's a fresh start. Arthur hears a soft sobbing from the woman who is holding him in her arms. He looks upward at her, and she begins to speak slowly. I'm sorry, young one. It's truly a shame that your mother and the mother who just gave birth to you had died. And then right after that, this accursed Ninetales had to attack and destroy everything. I don't know if your father will make it back or not, but just know I greatly sympathize for your case. Arthur is simply just listening to this. Huh. Well, at least they died before I had gotten to know them. That would have sucked, now wouldn't it? Once Arthur reached the age of 4, he was set out to be on his own. He was simply put into a room and, more or less just, given his own life. Huh. Is this really a way to treat a child? Arthur thinks to himself. Damn. I guess once you reach a certain age, you just see him as maturity, but I would not think that would be 4 years old. Like, what the fuck? Really? You expect a 4-year-old to cook himself food and shit? Whatever. New world, new rules. But Arthur doesn't really doesn't really care since, matter of fact at hand, he can actually study better at this point in time. It was quite loud in that orphanage, so, he didn't really like that. Arthur simply walks over towards a library. Damn. I'll say there's one thing I do like about this world. The fact that they allow the children to get free books. That's pretty fucking good. Means I can figure shit out pretty fucking fast. So he decides to go inside the room, or at least the library, and, take out a few books. Huh. The basics of chakra. This seems like a good one. Genjutsu? I assume that's a technique. I haven't heard of it, so, it has to do with the mind, so let's go for it. Oh, what's this? 5 Chakra Natures book. Okay, so it tells you the basis of it along with jutsus. This is a very useful thing right here. I'll go for this. After taking all of that and more or less just taking some history books of, the Leaf, he ends up going back to his house and more or less becoming a shut-in for the next week, studying intensely, memorizing as much as he possibly can. And he comes to a very good point. Most of these jutsus are pretty fucking useless, I will say so myself, Arthur thinks to himself. But there are some that can really be used well, like this one for example. Or this one. Damn. I kind of get the point of the chakra now. So you're born with like a default cap almost, and then you raise the cap through training. That makes sense. I mean, right now, it seems that, or at least from what I was told by the nun, that I don't have the greatest amount of chakra, but I'm definitely above, average. But here it says, it doesn't matter how much chakra you have if you can't wield it. There are some exceptions where they can't wield the chakra. God, I hope that's not me. Being reincarnated in this world really makes me want to try this shit out. It says you can test out your chakra nature by simply using this piece of paper. I guess I'll have to go buy that now. But I should probably get some sleep first. Arthur goes to his bed and begins to rest his head on his pillow, swiftly drifting into a deep sleep. As he wakes up from his slumber, he just simply grabs some pants and shirt and walks over to the store, or at least a store that he hypothesizes where the paper would be. As he goes in or enters the store, he sees a young girl waiting there. Father, look it's a boy my age. The shopkeeper looks at Arthur. Ah, are you lost, young one? Arthur simply walks over. Sorry, no. I'm actually here to look for a certain paper that allows you to find out your chakra nature. I heard this is where you sell it. The shopkeeper is taken off guard, but, he's like, well, okay. Well, I mean, if that's really what you need, well, alright. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, though. It's not the cheapest thing. Arthur pulls out a bag. Yeah, I figured so. So I budgeted this month, and I do think I have enough spare as he sets down quite a large amount of money. The man is like, that's more than enough. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, it just doesn't feel right not giving it to a kid for free. So just, please take it. Yeah, it's on the house. Arthur takes it and gives the man a smile, which seems to warm his heart. Thank you, as he grabs his bag of money and simply walks on his way. As he gets back to his house, he decides maybe it's not the best to do it inside the house. I mean, after all, it says it catches on fire, and I don't really know what to do yet, so let's just move on. As he goes outside and into an open clearing that doesn't have many trees around, just in case, and he begins to pour his chakra into it, as it begins to shrivel up, slice up, do all of the necessary things, and catch on fire, as well as drench itself in water. Whoa, what's this? According to the book, that means I have all of the chakra natures? Well, I mean, that can't be that rare, right? I mean, it says that it's like most people only have one or two. Let's start off with the one, train for a second, but still. Well, nonetheless, I should get back to training. I mean, I know what my chakra natures are, so I can learn these jutsus that I just memorized. For the next 2 years, Arthur begins to work relentlessly at this, not only on his swordsmanship, or at least his physical fighting chance, trying to increase his body maneuverability, but also learning basic things like a mud wall and learning other jutsus, some even very useful, and others being more miscellaneous, things just to help around in daily life, like maybe his stove broke. Well, hey, fuck it. Let me just, just get this pan warm so I could cook myself some mean-ass eggs. At the age of 7, one day, Arthur is in the middle of training in the forest. He likes to go there, to practice his kunai training as well as, of course, as his, sword training. He set up many dummies, or at least utilized the trees, and has been chopping them down to the point where it's like, if he can't get it in one shot, then he's not ready. And of course, he is yet to get to that point. Currently, he is only able to slice a tree 25% through, but he doesn't know if that's because of his small frame, or if that's because of the lack of technique. He's assuming it's because of his small frame, since the lack of strength is very eminent, and he knows he's above age, since, again, he has quite a bit of technique. As he is in the middle of training, he hears a weird screech, or at least a yell for help, and it seems to be from a young girl. And it seems to sound like clashes of fighting. He doesn't know what this is, but he decides to go and investigate. We now switch to the point of Anoki. Anoki is taking his young granddaughter with him. She seems to be around the age of 10 years old, or at least that's what it means. And he's being escorted by at least 4 A ranks, and that's about all he needs. They're his version of Onbu members. As they're on their way to the Leaf Village to, discuss political discourse, or at least try to get an alliance going, it seems they're attacked by a group of at least 4 A rank as well as 2 S rank. Now this is very problematic for Anoki. Damn it! I can't seem to use my fucking particle release. I won't be able to. They're surrounding my men, as well as my granddaughter. I can't even use it. If I were to use it now, I'd just kill everyone here, including myself. Damn it! What do I do? I can't take on two S-rank like this. Not in my old age, at least. Noki's granddaughter immediately begins to cry, and then eventually shuts up with shock. She doesn't know if this is the end or not. Arthur, looking onward, decides, well, I've got to do something. I mean, it's just not in my nature not to. As he watches one of Anoki's guards fall to the floor, being pierced through by a sword. There's my opening. He dropped a sword. Let's go. He rushes down, grabbing one of the swords that has been dropped and slices forward. He rushes towards the S rank, immediately taking him off guard. However, the S rank, having a much faster response time, ends up defending against it, taking minuscule damage. Damn it, who invited a brat here? Arthur is thrown back, but decides to land on his feet. In the middle of landing, he decides to use a katon, or at least a fireball jutsu. As he does this, it goes flying at him. He's using it more as a cover, so henceforth the impact of the blast is a little weakened, as the S-rank shinobi simply slices through the fireball. Huh, you thought that could beat me? Damn, this generation is really stupid now, isn't it? But I will say one thing, kid, you definitely are capable. But you look to be the age of 7 at most. I'm not gonna say you're not capable. Why don't you join us, kid? Arthur simply looks at the man. No thanks, as he rushes towards him, wielding the sword. The man says, grave mistake, as he slices down with his kunai. However, it is simply parried and then drug along the blade as, Arthur goes in for an attack. While he does go in and gets a good slice on the ribcage, but however, he is stabbed in the shoulder. Damn it, this young body can't handle much more of this, as he jumps back. Whatever. The shinobi rushes towards him, and he simply puts up a mud wall to block one of his oncoming attacks. He rushes around the side. While he was doing this, he formed a bunch of clones from behind, or at least that's what it seems. He rushes towards the man, slicing again. However, the man dodges, as he breaks through the wall and sees the clones. While it's impressive that you can use clones, or at least utilize them this well, I will say one thing. You really think that's enough to stop me? As he rushes towards shattering all of the clones. However, to his dismay, they weren't actually clones. No, they were simply fire that he was genjutsu'd into believing were clones, as his body erupts into flames. He yells out, "You really think this could stop me?" As he begins to disperse the flames by coursing chakra throughout his entire body. As he next looks up, he sees a panting Arthur. Yeah, you're strong, alright, but I'm not gonna give up that easy. As he simply eggs on the man. Ha! You say that after only being stabbed one time. If I hit you one more time, you're dead, boy. As he gets close, he falls into a hole, or both of his legs fall into what seems to be quicksand, or some sort of sinkhole. As he's taken off guard by this, Arthur takes this opportunity to rush forward and slice open his neck, killing the man instantaneous. Huh. You really thought, huh? You should have been paying attention. You just misunderstood. You took me for light because I was a kid. Little did you know while you were distracted by the flames of those genjutsu clones. Yeah, that's right. I was in the process of making a bunch of sinkholes for you to step into, and it worked. After Arthur does all this, or at least explains out this out loud, he falls to his knees from blood loss and is incapacitated. But he is caught by Anoki himself. This young boy, I'm very proud of him. He helped us, and he's very capable. Sure, he might not have been the strongest, but that technique, I've seen... There's nothing better than that technique I've seen so far. The swordsmanship. It was next to perfect, if not better than what I've seen. Plus, the fact that he was able to utilize that many jutsu types. What is he? We'll take him with us. After all, we are indebted to him. Please treat his wound, Anoki says to the 3 remaining guards, and as well as going over to comfort his young granddaughter. And that's where I'm going to leave this part off on. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I hope you guys enjoyed. Honestly, I enjoy making this series, so yeah.